Well, two of the front runners in the race to become the mayor of Vancouver are sniping at each other and telling voters their opponent cannot be trusted. This could be just the beginning of what is shaping up to be a bitter fight. CTV's Ben Milger joins us live. Ben, Kennedy Stewart and Ken Sim are in a rematch, and it might be fair to say familiarity breeds contempt.
Based on what each man had to say about the other today, Mi Jung, I would say that is an accurate assessment. Voters go to the polls on October 15th, and if the start of this campaign is any indication of how things are going to go in the coming weeks, expect it to get nasty. The race for the top job at Vancouver City Hall is heating up, with the men who finished 1-2 4 years ago taking aim at each other, starting with Ken Sim of the ABC Party, which released this ad.
Kennedy Stewart's new tax is what he's called road pricing.
Stewart did vote to allocate $1.5 million so staff could study the feasibility of mobility pricing in the core of the city. But so did three incumbent councillors, now running with Sim on the ABC ticket. Despite supporting the study and the city's climate action emergency plan, Stewart says if re-elected, he won't implement mobility pricing.
Let me be clear, I do not support this tax. Ken Sim has made this all up. He's misleading voters, and he has to pull his ad campaign because it's simply not true.
Sim and ABC do not plan to stop running the ads.
I don't think the mayor could be trusted on his road tax. Trusting Kennedy Stewart on his road tax is like trusting a rabbit to ship lettuce.
In 2018, Stewart, then running as an independent, won the mayor's race, beating Sim, then with the NPA, by less than 1,000 votes. CTV News political commentator George Affleck says by controlling the early narrative, Sim has landed the first punch in the rematch.
Campaigns are won in many different ways, but if you're on the defensive, that's never good.
Stewart sees things differently.
I think Ken Sim is desperate. I think that he really has come up with no ideas of his own. And so the easiest thing to do is what they do in the U.S., is to attack, is to spread fear, and this is what he's doing.
With 6 weeks before Election Day, voters shouldn't anticipate this race becoming any more collegial.
I think it's a taste of things to come. It's going to get ugly, and then you throw in a couple other mayoral candidates, it's going to get really ugly in Vancouver. So prepare yourself.
I asked George, a former city councillor himself, if he expects this campaign to shift to discussions about policy anytime soon, and he doesn't think that's in the cards because modern political campaigns are more about hammering home specific messages and controlling the narrative. With that in mind, it will be very interesting to see what happens in the weeks ahead. Mi Jung?
Thank you, Ben.